Yo, what's good out there, world? Welcome to Late Night Smoke and Bake with tradeMarc. And tonight, I'm going to make an upside down pineapple cake. I'm not making it from scratch tonight. I really didn't feel like it, but I will elevate this Pillsbury yellow cake mix. Now, let's get to the ingredients. So here are the ingredients I'm going to be using to make this pineapple upside down cake. Right here I have some pure light brown sugar. Right here I have some canola oil. I have some milk in the back, a stick of unsalted butter. I have some vanilla jello. Back here I have my Pillsbury yellow cake mix. On top of that I have some butter extract, and I also have some vanilla extract. I have a 20-ounce can of pineapples that are in 100% pineapple juice, and I have some cherries right here. I'm going to be baking the cake tonight in my Bundt cake pan, and I'm going to be using some Baker's Joy. Make sure that cake don't stick. Now let's get started. Okay, now I'm ready to get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my Baker's Joy baking spray with flour and spray my Bundt pan down. Damn, I hope this cake don't stick. Look like I missed the whole side. Damn. Alright, so that can of pineapples that I had, I took them out the can and I cut them in half so they could look like a little moon, a little half a moon. Okay? So now I'm going to set the pineapples in the groove of the Bundt cake. And I'm going to take this all the way around. And I'm going to keep going until I get all the way around to the other side. And I should be using all the pineapples, but I do hope I have one left so I could eat it. And always remember, all food is cooked in the clean kitchen with clean hands. I think I got enough room for one more. Okay, now laying those pineapples down wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. So now I done took my cherries and I took the stems out. Now I'm going to place a cherry in the middle of every slot in the middle of a pineapple. And I know a lot of people normally make this for Christmas because it looks like a Christmas cake. But I never made this before. I had to taste for it. So I said I'm going to make it. Okay, looks like all of that's done. So my next step is that stick of butter that I had unsalted. I melted, and now I'm going to pour it in the Bundt cake. Okay, I already preheated the oven to 350. Now I'm getting ready to get the mixing. So here is my yellow cake mix. It's actually 3 cups. I'm going to dump that in. The next thing I'm going to dump in, I want to use 1/8 of this vanilla pudding. This is the big box, so I'm going to think that this should be about, okay, that's about 1/8. So now I'm going to put my mixer down, and I'm just going to mix this on a low speed just to get it incorporated. Okay, that's good enough. And I'm actually still going to give that a little mix with my spatula. So next thing I'm going to do is add in my reserved. This is the pineapple juice that came from the can and I saved it. I'm going to add that in. My 1/3 cup of milk. My 1/3 cup of oil. And my 3 eggs. Now I'm going to use one teaspoon of vanilla. I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of butter extract. And this is optional. I'm just going to use a hint of nutmeg, which is going to be less than, I'd say, this is like 1/3. Probably a little less than 1/3, but this is the nutmeg. And I'm going to use a hint, just a hint of cinnamon. Now let's get mixing. In between that mix, I want to make sure I wipe down the edge of my bowl. And now let me continue that mix, and I'm mixing it on a low speed. Okay, now my cake batter is all mixed up. So now let me get this in the Bundt cake pan. And we want to try to get this around as evenly as possible. Because I'm not trying to mess up the pineapples. Alright, so now I'm going to actually get a spoon and get the rest of this out. So now it's time for me to put the cake in the oven. I already preheated my oven to 350 degrees. And I'm going to leave it in there for 45 minutes. But I'll check it after 30 minutes because a lot of times, you know, people ovens vary. So after 30 minutes, I'll check it and make sure it's done. Okay, it's time to get this cake out the oven. Boy, it smells good. Now, I want to tell you something that I hope is not a great mistake that I made, but I should have put the butter in before I put the pineapples in. So I'm hoping it's, you know, not a biggie because it still got in there, but I'm going to let this cool. You can take a closer look at it. Nice and golden brown. And hold up, I didn't even check to make sure it came out smooth. Well, let's see. Smooth. So the cake is done. I'm going to let this cool, flip it over, and I'll be back with you. The cake now cooled down a little bit. You know what I mean? I already flipped it. Now let's see if this cake come out without any problems. Bam! And it did. Boy, I'm happy. And look at this beautiful upside down pineapple bundt cake made by tradeMarc. Boom. So I'm going to let this sit out for a second, put it in my cake dish, and I'll see y'all at Sunday's Best. Be great, and holla at y'all later. Peace.